Okay, so as you guys can see here, this is my setup for the chemical peel. So the setup for the chemical peel is all the items that you see here. And we're going to go ahead and go through step by step what these items are and what they do. We normally start off with the gloves. You're always going to need gloves for the chemical peel. You can do it without gloves, just be careful. I would use gloves though. Have some cotton rounds because you're going to use your cotton rounds for your cooling of the person's face into the icy bowl, the frozen tundra. So you're going to need those cotton rounds if you want to. I'm going to show you a separate method for the towel. If you don't want to use cotton rounds, you can use a towel. And if you don't want to use a towel, you can use your sponges. And if you don't want to use your sponges, at minimum, to cool somebody's face down, at least use your fan. And if you don't have a fan, you can wave with your hands, take the towel, wave somebody's face, all that good stuff. We're going to learn that in just a moment. You're going to definitely have your primer. If you don't have a primer, just use alcohol. Same. All they're going to do is dry out the skin. They defat the skin. Defattening, you're taking out the moisture of the skin. You're taking out any type of wetness, oil, crazy stuff on the face. You want to make it as dry as possible for the chemical peel, because we want to get rid of that dead skin. We want it to come out and curl up and look crazy, so we can finish it up with the chemical peel. This chemical peel right here, this is my TCA. It's in a blue bottle. TCAs are normally usually in a blue bottle. Sometimes. Not all the time. This is just a TCA. It's the strongest peel that I have, 30%. Very hard to get a hold of, but if you're a mathematician, you can get it, or a dermatologist. So, this is where the chemical peel is going to go into, this little petri dish. Just going to pour it in there. It's small for a reason. You only need a little bit, and I'm going to go through what your pouring procedure should be, because they don't come with pouring spouts, and you don't want to pour too much, but if you do, you can pour it back into the chemical peel bottle. I know some people look at that as ew. Oh well, the peel's not touching their face. The brush is, but their face is clean. So a chemical peel is so volatile, nothing can live in this chemical peel. No virus, no disease, nothing will ever live in this. It just cannot. It's like chlorine or barbicide. No virus, they just can't live in that hostile environment. It's too harsh. So don't worry about cross-contamination if you poured your peel back into the bottle. So I'm going to go over that in a minute. You need your sponges just to wipe down the face. You're going to use your gauze pad to go over the face with the chemical peel if you don't have a fan brush. And if you don't have a gauze pad, you're going to take that peel with that finger and you're going to apply it to the face. If you're in a pinch, if you run out of gauze pad, or if you dropped your fan brush or didn't remember to bring your fan brush, you're going to have to do what you have to do. Do never apply it dripping over this person's forehead. Just take your finger, apply it to the face. We're going to go over that in a minute. You're also going to need your cooling gel. Your cooling gel is when it goes over the face and somebody is experiencing the burning sensation, like, whoa, it's still on fire, even without the fan, because they're not going to take the fan home with you. This is your fan. You tell them to sit in the car with air conditioning or go down the window. Don't go out into the sun for more than 4 hours, 2 at minimum, 4 at maximum. They should not even be in the sun, actually. Just if they have to. If they're on vacation, wear a hat, cover that forehead, cover that face. You'll be fine. Just make sure they put on the cooling gel. So, after the cooling gel, moisturizer. You need some of the best moisturizer to keep that sun moist, because your skin is going to go through a drying effect to where it's sizzling up, it's frying out. It's getting fused and cauterized like a laser would do somebody's face. So, during the procedure, if somebody has an outbreak or allergic reaction, or you get chemical peel in somebody's eye, you need to have a flush station. This is your eye flushing station. You hit your little button right here, and it'll come out. So I didn't pump it yet, so that's why nothing's coming out. But you need something to wipe somebody's eye out. If you don't have this, just a bowl. Put some water in the little bowl and have a little pads or tissue and give it to the client so they can wipe out their own person's face. So if someone has really, really drying skin, or not drying, but their skin needs to be dried out, or they have very oily skin, I'm going to use either one. Yes, I will use it because I need to take out that oil. After you cleanse the face, use the primers to extra dry it out. So you can get away with the soaps that I use. I use a Castile soap. Castile dries it out, but also keeps it pH balanced, but not too oily. So you really don't need it, these two. But if it's super oily, like my forehead right now, I'm pretty sure, yeah, look at that. Yeah, I would use this on me because I'm super oily and greasy. Good grief, Jesus. Ugh. Oh, Jesus. But, yeah, I need the primer right now because I'm sweating. It's probably these lights or something. But anyways, these are just honorable mentions. You don't have to. There's going to be other videos that you've seen. Somebody primes the skin. They use gauze pad. You can use a fan brush. You can use a spritzer. Actually, just spray, cover the eyes, and spray. It will dry out. You just spray it on, and I can actually feel it drying. Like it's gonna, well, yeah, it's already drying. Alcohol. That's all you need. And just make sure you wear your gloves. And if you want, apply it with a fan brush. See, it's already dried. That's all you need. Just remember, when you're spraying something over somebody's nose, hold over the nose. Don't hold their nose so they can't breathe. Just say, take a deep breath in and hold your breath, or just hold your breath. Patch test. Your peel. Make sure you're not pouring anything over your client. So we're just going to move Kim K out of the way right now. She's alright. Pour a little bit in the bottle. You don't have to pour anything in the bottle if you don't want to. You could just take your finger on the lid. Make sure your whole finger's on the lid. Because see how a little bit of it just came out? Make sure your whole entire hand encompasses the whole. So nothing's coming out. Back. Now, you just need a little bit. Recap your peel. Set it to the side. Bring Kim Kardashian back to you. Now, I like to always place mine on the side of the ear. This is the closest skin to your face. You can do the neck area, but everybody's neck is sensitive. It's different. So I'm going to do the face. So right by the little ear. And all I do is circles for about 5 seconds. To really work it in the skin. That's it. I let it sit here for about 30 more seconds. So 30 seconds is a good indicator that, hey, you know, I can take this. I feel good. Nothing's hurting me. Let's move on. So after 30 seconds or so, the person says they're fine. They don't need a fan. They're not panicking. And it shouldn't be a chemical peel or a perm burn on the face. Now, if your face is burning, like your hair, you got to pat your hair real quick. You know women I'm talking about. The creamy crack. You put chemical in your hair and it's burning that bad, and if it feels like that on your face, no, you're not a good candidate for the peel because it shouldn't be burning that bad. It should feel like a little tingly sensation. So Kim K says she's fine. She's like, Benjamin, I'm fine. I'm like, okay. Alright, Kim, let's move on then. I put my chemical peel up. So since she says she's good, I'm going to go ahead and take my primer, because you're going to prime the face for your chemical peel. Dry it out. Defat. Take one gauze pad, put the other gauze pad up here so you don't knock them off. Put them out the way. Put everything out of the way that you're not going to use. So, you take your gauze pad over, saturate it just a little bit. You don't need a lot. You do not need a lot because it's strong. You sniff it. Oh, Jesus. It's strong. It is like a pre-chemical peel. Apply it to the face. Rather quickly. You don't need to spend beauty time and actually make sure it's everywhere perfectly. No, just a little bit. Because you just want to defat the skin. That's all. You want to dry it out. These chemicals are strong, so they're going to defat with no problem, as long as you hurry up. Gauze pads here, your fan brush, your bowl. Next, I'm going to use the Vaseline. The Vaseline acts as a barrier for the nose area and the lip area, the corners of the lip and the corners of the nose. That's it. Take a little bit, open it up. You don't want to cross-contaminate. Okay, so you can actually use a popsicle stick or whatever you're going to use. Let's just say this is a popsicle stick, my finger. Close it, put this away. You don't need it anymore. And as you guys can see, oh, this popsicle stick finger, you only need a little bit. Little bit. Rub it in your hand a little bit. You got it off the stick, that's fine. Put it at the corners of the nose. Corners of the nose. Corners of the mouth. Corner of the mouth. That is it. You don't need to do it on the lip, upper lip. No, just the corners. Just the corner. Just the corner. Because our mouth opens all the time. Like, the nose, it moves all the time. Moving your nose and stuff. So those corners, you just cover those if somebody has sensitive, dry skin. And then stop. That is it. See how fast that comes out? Right. You just here, pour, stop. That's it. Here, pour, stop. It's very fast movements. It's nothing quick about pouring your chemical peel. Now some peels, this is a TCA. TCA is liquid. It's like gasoline. It moves fast. So please be careful. So this is way too much. So what I'm going to do is pour some of this back into the bottle. So we're back. If it starts to drip on your bowl, just wipe it. That's why we have this towel. Wipe it right there on the towel. You don't want to wipe this on your linens because it's going to stain your linens. Wipe it on the towel. You'll be fine. Your cup and your brush. Take your brush. You're putting the brush over the person's face, not the cup. The cup should always be on the side, or at least up in the air close to the person's body. But it should never just be like by dangling. If you drop this, it goes into their nose hole or in their ear. That's going to burn. It's going to be crazy. So just remember, place your fingers on the side of their face. This side of the face, you can rest on their forehead if you want to, or you can just hold in the air. Doesn't matter. Take your brush, saturate your bristles. Now, actually, I'm sorry, I'm going to dry this out a little bit. These bristles are nylon bristles. Nylon is something that's not going to get eaten by the peel, the chemical peel. If you use anything other than nylon, your bristles are going to break, they're going to come out, they're going to fall out like your hair's falling out. Hand, soak your bristles, nice and slow. Then you dip out slow, right on the forehead. Now, don't worry about it dripping. This is the model. This model has no skin. It can't absorb the peel. So that's why you see the drips dripping this way. Okay, as I stated before, you have your model. Don't worry about this drippage on this model because it's plastic. Plastic is not going to absorb any of the peel. So if you see the peel running off, you'll be like, ooh, what are you doing? You're doing it wrong. No, it's a dummy. It's Kim K. She's not a dummy, but you know, well, you know what I mean. She's okay. So, and she's freeing people. She's doing a lot more than what most people out here are doing, and you know, she's actually trying to be a great human being, which is, I commend her for it. You know, her and her sisters, they're going through hard times, but they're getting it together. But we're going to use her as our model. So, when you see the peel running off the face, don't freak out, don't get alarmed. It's just a plastic dummy. Alright, so let's go through the motions. Again. Hand, saturate your bristles. Slide across the face. You're sliding across the face. You didn't slather. You slide. You glide. You move. Nice and easy. Nice and smooth.